All right, let's talk about the hidden force that dictates almost everything you do, think, and feel. We're going to crack the code on your mind's autopilot, and I'll show you how to take back the controls.
You know that feeling, right? Where you drive all the way to work and you can't even remember the journey? Or maybe you snap back with a reaction before you've even had a chance to think. Or you just find yourself sliding into the same old habits again and again without consciously deciding to. It really does feel like someone else is flying the plane.
Well, it turns out that feeling is real. Someone else is kind of flying the plane. That autopilot mode isn't just a metaphor. It's an incredibly powerful system at work. It's your subconscious mind, and it's basically the hidden operating system that's been quietly running your entire life from behind the scenes.
So, to really get this, let's use a simple analogy. Just think of your mind as a computer. Your brain, that's the hardware, the physical machine. But what we really need to look at is the software, the programming that's been installed and running pretty much since day one. And this really breaks it down perfectly. On one side, you've got your conscious mind. That's you. You're the user sitting at the keyboard, making decisions, thinking thoughts. But here's the catch. Your focus is limited. You can only do so much at once. But the subconscious mind, whoa, that's the software itself. It is always on, running countless automatic programs in the background with absolutely massive power.
So what exactly is this subconscious software controlling? The short answer is pretty much everything. And I'm not just talking about a few background apps running. No, this is the foundational code for your entire existence. I mean, the sheer scope of its power is staggering. Of course, it's keeping you alive, right? It's managing your breathing, your heartbeat, all without you ever having to think about it. But it also runs all of your habits, the good ones and the bad ones. It literally dictates your level of confidence, your sense of self-esteem, and your default mood. It's the code that decides whether your automatic reaction to a challenge is stress or calm.
Okay, so if we're all running on this pre-existing code, does that mean we're just stuck with it? Absolutely not. And that brings us to the most exciting part, how you can become the programmer and start rewriting your own code.
This is the critical question, isn't it? If your confidence, your habits, your stress levels are all just programs running in the background, how do you get in there and edit them? It's not like you can just open a file and start typing. The actual method is way simpler and honestly, way more profound.
This is it. This is the key that unlocks everything. Repetition. That is the only solution. See, your subconscious mind doesn't learn through logic or reason. It learns and gets programmed through one thing and one thing only, repetition. I mean, think about it. It's how you learn to walk, ride a bike, or type. And you can install new mental programs in the exact same way.
It all breaks down into a really simple three-step process. First, you use your conscious mind, you, the user, to choose a new program. Let's say it's a belief like, I am confident and calm under pressure. Second, you repeat it over and over and over again. You say it, you think it, you feel it as often as you can. And finally, with enough repetition, that new thought becomes automated. Your subconscious just accepts it as the new default setting. It's not something you have to try to be anymore. It just becomes who you are. Once you truly grasp this, it completely reframes your relationship with your own mind. You are not just a passive user stuck with whatever software you were given. You have the power to be the programmer. You can actively and intentionally take control of your own autopilot. So here's the bottom line, the one thing to remember from all of this. The thoughts that you choose to repeat to yourself are the code that you are writing for your mind. It's that direct. If you repeatedly tell yourself you're stressed and overwhelmed, your subconscious will create that reality for you, automatically. But if you repeatedly tell yourself that you are confident and capable, it will write that program and run it for you, no questions asked. So that leaves us with one final, really powerful question. Now that you know that repetition is the key, that you hold the power to install any belief or habit that you want, what will you code first? More confidence? A sense of calm? A new productive habit? The keyboard is yours.